Hi, welcome to the UnifyML product video series.
In this video, we will discuss how to connect to S3 and run the analytical queries using UnifyML JDBC drivers. For this, here we connect to the AWS connection profile and then run our data science queries. Here is a simple AWS CSV JSON file. Here we mention the UnifyML server host IP. Here we mention the S3 bucket name and required S3 access and S3 secret key. Similarly, we can also connect to Azure. Here is the simple Azure JSON file. Here we mention the UnifyML server host IP, Azure name, and required Azure account name, and required Azure account key. Similarly, we can also connect to the Google Storage. Here is the simple Google Storage JSON file. Here we mention the UnifyML server host IP, Google Storage bucket name, project ID, and account JSON. Similarly, we can also connect to databases like MySQL and Postgres. Here is a simple MySQL JSON file. Here we mention the UnifyML server host IP, MySQL server host IP, and MySQL JDBC username, and MySQL JDBC password. Now let's see how S3 bucket looks. Here AWS UnifyML is my S3 bucket name. Open it. Inside the S3 bucket, we can create multiple files with multiple formats like CSVs, JSONs, Parquets, GZs, and we can also create the folders. Inside the folders, we can create multiple files like CSVs, JSONs, Parquets, and GZs. Now let's see how to connect with the S3 bucket and run the UnifyML SQLs with these tables. For this, we use a simple Java program to connect the S3 bucket and run the tables. Here is a simple Java program to connect with the S3. Here we mention the class name, com_unifyml.jdbc, driver is our class name, and then get connection. We mention the URL, JDBC, UnifyML, model equals path to the AWS JSON file, and we mention the username and password. Here the username is admin and the password is also admin. After mentioning this, we'll mention the SQL query. This is our UnifyML SQL query. Here LDataDPestion is our JSON file. Here we can run the CSV files, JSON files, Parquet files, any files here we can run. Here is a simple JSON file. Now let's see how to run this file. Just open the terminal and first compile the Java program, javac cp UnifyML JDBC driver jar, and then mention the Java file name. Click on Enter. This will compile our Java program. Now let's run the Java program. Java cp UnifyML JDBC driver jar, and then mention the Java file name. Click on Enter. This will execute the query we mentioned there. Using in the backend, this will use our UnifyML server to execute the query. See, these are the top 10 rows of the query we mentioned. Similarly, we can also run the Parquet files. Here my Parquet file name is all data types Parquet. Open the terminal. Again, compile the Java program and run the Java program. This query will execute in the back end of our UnifyML server. These are the top 10 rows of the Parquet file. Similarly, we can also run these GZ files. Open the terminal, compile the Java program, and now run the Java program. This query will run in the background of our UnifyML server. See, these are the top 10 rows of the query we mentioned here. In the same way, We can give any type of UnifyML query and run the program.
Thank you for watching the video series.